After we leave Texas, we're going to head for Missouri, and specifically Lake of the Ozarks up in the area of Warsaw, and we stop at the Riverside RV camp and get set up. It's a really nice area. Saw a bunch of guys with heavy equipment fishing on the other side of the river. Checked to see what they were doing, and they were snagging paddlefish. So I grabbed some gear, and as you can see, I caught a few paddlefish of my own. It was quite a bit of fun. Quite a few fish in the river. There's also sheephead or drum, depending on what you want to call them. I also caught my best catfish. I had a pretty good setup, so anytime I saw somebody that wasn't fishing, I asked if they wanted to catch one and put them to work. This is Kenny catching his first spoonbill. Pretty happy guy, nice fish. Then I meet this young guy, Caden. He reels in his big spoonbill. I love how he's having it. He managed to get it in. It was a struggle.
Hold on to it.
Corwin behind him. Corwin has a YouTube page called Big MO Fish, Big Missouri Fish. Corwin's a real good guy. Enjoyed fishing with him and him helping out Caden there. Here he is with his fish. I had these
let's go.
fish
Your
grilled down over their mom.
In.
We decided it was time for her to catch fish. She's pretty excited. Daughter was operating the gaff for the first time.
There you go.
That's her with her fish. So anyhow, there was lots of fish being caught. This is Sasha working on getting his fish in. It's a beautiful river. And he's pretty happy. He landed quite a few that week. And then Corwin came back down, brought his wife with him. So we got to watch her work. This is them, and she doesn't mind holding her fish close. She got right in there with it, just in case you missed seeing pictures of me with fish. I met this gentleman, Dennis, and his extended family with an Armenian background, and they love their paddlefish. They love being down in the river and cook breakfast and smoke paddlefish. It was a really good time. I also met some locals that made authentic corn mash whiskey. That stuff will fire you right up. Anyhow, Dennis and his family gave me the walkthrough on how to make caviar. So I made some caviar, scooped it up on a cracker, and it was actually pretty good. It wasn't all fun and games and fancy caviar. It was also motorcycle riding. It's a beautiful area. I love those roads with the rocky sides. But anyhow, I did a lot of motorcycle riding. When it was cooler, we did a little bicycling. And of course, no matter where we're at, Sharon is going to look for fossils and rocks, because that's what we need, fossils and rocks. When we warmed up a bit, we grabbed the kayaks and did a short kayak trip down the Osage River. It's a big river, but it's real pretty. Really enjoyed it. Dogs all had a good time. While we were there, we found a river to walk around and looked for rocks and fossils. No fossils this time, but we did find some pretty interesting rocks. So we are going to be hauling some Missouri rocks with us when we leave here. And we did do some relaxing on the couch with the dogs, and I worked on my best blackout game score. Not much for most, but pretty good for me. A little exploring in the area. Found this place here in case Sharon kicks me out. We also checked out this place called Swinging Bridges. As you can see, this first bridge was rated for 15 tons. And pretty spooky going across it. You can kind of hear it in the background there. It's just a suspended bridge with metal slats going across it. But we'll make it across this one. The biggest bridge is actually only rated for 3 tons. And since our truck weighs just short of 5 tons, I didn't risk that. But it's a beautiful bridge, a real nice area. I did walk out on it though. And I could push on the suspension cables and get them swinging pretty good. And after that, later on that afternoon, we drive up to a place that has a a castle that was built up in the mountains back in the late 1800s. It was occupied until the early 1900s, but it was destroyed by a fire. After that, we'll hike up to the headwaters of the spring there. Pumps 58 million gallons of water, which feeds its own river and then maintains its own lake. But it was a real nice area. Well, we've had a great time at the Riverview RV Park. It's been some beautiful scenery. Lake Ozarks treated us really well. It's great sunsets, really good fishing. I think we're going to leave here, head east a bit, and check out the Ozark Mountains.